So I know last time I did mention a bit about what's sort of what sort of not medication but what sort of supplements is good to take for Gilbert syndrome. There's another other video that explains more about Gilbert syndrome in general. So today I'm sick because my daughter is sick and it's been crazy. So I just try to get whatever she has. And it's been a week, so my voice is a bit grizzly. Let's recapitulate. Let's do a little summary of what sort of lifestyle, what is it to do for Gilbert syndrome to try and help from what I found. So in the previous video, the one that is telling the truth about Gilbert syndrome, I was really explaining on the differences and what you have to sort of look for in your results. So it really needs to be the bilirubin that's a bit higher than normal. And anything else that is bizarre, sometimes it can happen. They have high ferritin, low vitamin B12, things like this, but you need to monitor. So you need to really go back and have several tests just to make sure that it's matching the Gilbert syndrome and not something else. Sometimes it can be autoimmune condition as well. So I'm listing in the description what sort of look for at the very start, just to make sure that it's not an autoimmune condition such as thalassemia, because thalassemia is actually apparently a bit like been seen a lot more this year. An autoimmune condition that can give you high bilirubin, but it actually seems like you can easily make yourself better with higher amount of vitamins or folic acid, which is funny because folic acid seems to be really good for Gilbert syndrome as well. So it seems to be this sort of human needs, basic needs, that we really lack of. And the more you have, and the better your liver is going to work into excreting the toxins. So I'm listing these sort of conditions, but I've seen specialists recently, and there's the one who told me, "Oh, have you ever done these ones?" And I said, "No, let's do it. Let's do this." There's another condition as well that is it can be a too much iron, too much ferritin, and these people can actually go once a month get the blood drawn, and when the blood is being removed from their body, it's actually helping with the bilirubin going low. So that's another condition that I've been studying a lot, because at the beginning, or when I had high ferritin, I thought that was it, but no, that wasn't the condition. So it could be this. So you have to look for it. I think what you have to look for at the very beginning would be allergies. And do you have any dietary allergies? Maybe you're gluten free, maybe you celiac and you never knew it. So for sure, if you're eating something that is just not aligned already with your body, it's gonna trigger your bilirubin and trigger your Gilbert syndrome sort of symptoms. So definitely something to look at with your GP. And another one, so your levels of vitamins, but I talked about it before, but everything that's ferritin, vitamin D, vitamin B12, folate, all of these really, really, really play a big role into really conjugating the bilirubin and helping it getting out of the body as well. And then the last one is hormones. I think it plays a major role into digestion, and hormones level seems to be really highly correlated with high level of bilirubin with Gilbert syndrome cases in women. Personally, I believe this even more since I had a baby, because in some women find out they have Gilbert syndrome when they're pregnant, but personally, I had really bad high bilirubin. Then I was pregnant. I actually had the whitest eyes I've ever had, and it was so nice. And I don't know, is it the vitamins I was taking, or the fact of sharing blood, or the fact of completely stopping alcohol, because even though I'm not drinking a lot, maybe I have one glass of wine once in 2 weeks. it seems like maybe it's definitely not good for us. We need to have no alcohol at all, for a long time as well, not for just 1 month, for 3 months in a row, and then being pregnant for so long. I was just feeling so well. And even after giving birth, which is the weirdest part, right? Because we're not supposed to take so many antibiotics or anything. I had very high Panadol, Doliprane, sort of to get the pain away. I had the big needles that they get you in the back. I did have that, the epidural, but it did nothing. My eyes were still super wide after the whole time that I was breastfeeding, actually. And then I breastfed for 10 months, and when I stopped, um, they didn't go there straight away, but the bilirubin started increasing. And then my periods came back after that, and my bilirubin went through the roof for 2 months nonstop. It's pretty bad because I was at work, going at work, and people were looking at me saying, "Are you okay? Did you check your liver?" And you can tell people that you have Gilbert syndrome, but they still think this is so huge that you must have something really wrong going on with you. I did all the all the tests again, got my liver checked. There was everything, even the photography of it. Everything was fine. So it seems to be the hormones. So what I would suggest is to definitely go to a doctor that will actually get all of the blood checks of your hormonal levels as well. If they can do it, I'm sure that's what will help us in the end, because to understand yourself, you have to understand your hormones, and it even fluctuates your mental health as well. It really impacts on your brain and how you're feeling, and if you're feeling depressed or not. So I would say definitely all of this to be checked. Then the water is the next one. So actually, when I was pregnant, I was having 3 liters of water per day, and because I'm a bit, I think I'm ADHD, so I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of things and being super focused and hyper focusing and doing the same task for a few hours at a time, and I forget that I need to drink water. So what I've been doing is forcing myself to have 1 liter of water before 8:30 or 9 a.m. And I keep that 1 liter bottle and I go fill it up again. At work, my goal is to fill it up twice, so that I have about 3 liters of water. And then the what you add to it is a bonus, because the water. So first of all, it helps because if we get dehydrated, then we will experience symptoms with Gilbert syndrome. But also, it's really gonna cleanse any leftover bilirubin that is there, because it hasn't been conjugated. Then it's sort of wiggling and waiting in your bowels, and then it goes into your blood because it's just there. It's waiting. It doesn't know what to do or where to go. If you're drinking a lot of water, like a huge amount of it, then it will help it find its way out. Also, drinking so much water helps with your bowel movements. It helps with your poop. Um, you have to add to the water, definitely the fibers. So it's everything that you're eating. You need to look at the fiber content, the fiber level. What I've been doing at the beginning when I started, I thought, okay, you need, as a Gilbert syndrome person, to have also 30 grams of fiber per day. But how do I know how much fiber I'm getting? It's so impossible to calculate. So I bought myself a little notebook, like a simple one, one for $1, and I started carrying it with me everywhere I went. It's a lot of work, but I think we have to do that to understand ourselves better. And eating more fiber will only be good for you. Everything that is good for Gilbert syndrome lifestyle is amazing for your body in general. It's amazing for anyone because it's going to help you detoxify. It's going to make you feel better in your brain and in your body. But basically, opening this little notebook, and I was writing everything that I was eating, and then doing a research on Google and seeing how much has a cup of almonds, for example. And you find out that almonds have a very high amount of fiber. So I started getting almonds in a pack at work to have a little snack. because at least I know it's something that's very good for me. So this, been taking wheat bix, which is it's very high in fiber. It's something that we have in Australia, pretty easy. And this one inside, for one portion of it, you have about 10 grams of fiber. Then any fruit, and that's why I came here. But basically, papaya, I'll get a lot of papaya. I'll get once a week because it has a lot of fiber in it. I'll get mango. Mango is good because it's also full packed of vitamins. If you take things like strawberries, blueberries, you also have a high content of water. There's some snacks that I'm getting. One of them is this. It's a bit bizarre because it's not supposed to be that good, surely, because it's reconstituted. If you can do it yourself, it's so much better. But with a baby and working full time, it's just impossible. This one's good because it has protein. Only you need to make sure that you're having a lot of fiber and a lot of vegetables. Carrots. I love to always have carrots in my oven. Celery. I love to have beetroot because it's so good at cleansing your belly. Broccoli and kale. So then what I would do for a perfect recipe for Gilbert syndrome or anyone who wants to eat healthy and helps detoxify, basically in this, I put everything. So I put my baking paper, and then I start cutting maybe 2 carrots, 1 sweet potato, cut in little pieces, and then I cut beetroot, 1 beetroot in little pieces. I cut some celery, same in little pieces. I put it all in there. You can add something else. You can add mushrooms. You can add capsicum. Capsicum is really good because it has vitamin C. Then basically I put everything in there, put some oil, some salt, and I just mash it together. And then I add in the middle maybe some chicken breast with a bit of ginger and garlic, something like that. And then I put in a little bit of water, and then the steamer. I put some broccoli or some kale, and that's it. And I let everything cook together. I make it easy, and then I make enough for the lunch the next day, and that's for dinner, for example. And you're gonna have a lot of fiber in there. So much fiber, green vegetables, again, anything broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower is really, really good for someone with Gilbert syndrome because it's going to help cleanse the liver. So all this is really, just really good. So it's basically the perfect recipe for someone like us. Of course, no alcohol. Every day I take vitamins. So what I showed in the previous video, I keep taking the same vitamins as when I was pregnant because there's folic acid, there's good vitamins in it, there's a bit of everything. Magnesium is so good for you as well. And then calcium D glucarate, I take 3 or 500 grams per day. In general, I try to do that morning, midday, and night. Calcium D glucarate is actually going to help you with the hormone balance, and it's going to help create this bile that you need to digest. And the bile is what we are lacking as well. So it's just replacing this acting like we have this gene that we are lacking of, just to conjugate the bilirubin and get it out, help getting it out simply. But yeah, that's it in terms of everyday sort of things. You can take any multivitamin, I think, as long as there's many vitamins included in it. If you want to help with your amount of magnesium, because it's an important one, because magnesium helps you relax and it helps your liver work, I do a lot of Epsom salt bath. So that's another one to do. Do a very hot bath. I do it twice a week. You can do it more, right? And I put just a lot of it. So I buy a lot of Epsom salt bath salt. It's good to have like not a low quality one, but if you take something that is not branded, you're gonna pay less money for it, and then you're gonna have more amount. so it's always good. You can go in a natural shop straight away. They sell for wholesalers, so they can sell to you like a high amount of it. It's really good. It really helps for just relax, and it helps the body do the work. So that's a really good one. Again, proteins is so important. I think for us, because it helps us feeling full as well. If you have Gilbert syndrome and you are not eating enough or you're missing a meal, you will feel really, your symptoms will have a very quick evolution. So that's very important to always have a lot of little snacks. I bring like 4 or 5 snacks with me when I go to work, and I try to make it as natural as possible. Again, things like nuts, a little bit of fruit that you cut the day before. Dragon fruit, I love it as well. It's really good. So yeah, things like this. Then something that I'm missing that was really having a huge impact and making me feel so much better is exercising every morning. And personally, I used to love going for walks, but on top of walks in the morning, I would wake up straight away, have a lot of water, and go to the gym and do a bit of weight, but very slowly, not too heavy, because this is good for your hormonal balance, especially as a woman. Doing weights is so important. But that's why also you need a lot of protein. But this was helping massively, and I felt so much better. Now I have a little one and I'm working, so just need to try and find the balance and get back to it again once she gets older than 2 year old, I think. But this makes a massive difference. Just half an hour in the morning, if you have time, you need to do it because it will change your life. But yeah, for half an hour, and then doing walks in nature 3 times a week if you can. I used to aim for 8,000 steps per day, which I could see on the watch, or 8 to 10,000 steps per day. It was so good, and it just helps you relax as well. And with Gilbert syndrome, if you're stressed, have anxiety, it will not help. It will really get the bilirubin to rise because your body is already busy stressing out, so it can't detoxify as well. So that's another one. But yeah, basically um, having weights, related sports, and then things that are relaxing, such as yoga, walks in the park, not exercising that is too harsh on your body and too stressful, such as high intensity would not be good. A lot of sun, of course, because sun helps. I've seen so much research on phototherapy and how it's been helping with Crigler-Naga, which is another condition that it's basically lacking the same gene, but much high in a much higher content that we are with Gilbert syndrome. So basically, Crigler-Naga, I think it's about 70% impairment compared to a normal person, and we as Gilbert syndrome is about 30%. So someone with Crigler-Naga, they are always at hospital, they have to be under the lamps all the time, etc. There is a genotherapy that people have been working on. There's researchers working on it, and it's been working. They're starting it apparently in 2025. So that's something that we need to follow, because far out, that could help us. We could have like a slight bit of this genotherapy and feel so much better. So we have hope. There is hope out there. There's things happening, which is good. But yeah, that's it. All of these recipes, and then using natural products. Just be a bit more mindful about what you're using, what you're doing, how you use your time, doing things that make you happy as well. Which yeah, it's hard, but it's better to be walking and doing something like doing a. Personally, I do Lego. It's really bizarre, but I love it. It relaxes me. It relaxes me a lot. But anything like this that can help you, yeah, just relax. Going in a farm in the weekend, going for a walk, a little hike with the family, things like this can really help improving. And then I don't keep myself from the restaurant. We go out, but I try to be mindful about what I'm choosing and have a meal that still has protein, that is lean, not much red meat, because too much red meat is not helping us, I think. I've seen research, and it is just stressing the liver to have too much red meat. You can have a little bit, of course, because we need. I've heard someone say kombucha was really good, and I need to try it. I haven't tried it yet, but I think that's one thing for another video. I have the appointment with the specialist, the liver specialist, on Thursday, in 2 days, and they're gonna tell me if there's any autoimmune issues or whatsoever, which I don't think so because we did this before, but these are new tests that she's been doing here. When someone is starting to think about Gilbert syndrome, I think you should do all of these things straight away, because what is the point of going and wondering about something for ages when some autoimmune disorders, they have help out there, there's things that you can do to make it better. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Protein, fiber, water, that's the most important. No alcohol, nothing too extreme, no red meat. Um, in terms of food, of course, anything that you haven't cooked, basically, you need to be super careful, because even if it's something that's shown as healthy, you can have really bad oils for you in there. So anything that you cook will always be so much better, because you know the content, you know what you've put in it, you know how much fiber there will be, because you can calculate it. It's very easy to get. And then you can start weighing your food just to see how much fiber you're getting every day. Then you put it in your little notebook, and at the end of the day, you calculate it, and you see how much you've been having. I used to think I was getting so much fiber, and after I did that, it was about 20 grams a day I was getting instead of 30. So this has changed my life, of course, because if you have a better transit, it will help you with your mental health as well. It will get you a bit more detox, and yeah, and you won't get sick too much, except if you have a 1-year-old that's going to daycare, catching all of the stuff that's out there. But basically, that's what I would recommend. That's the things that I've been doing and that are working really well. So yeah, I hope this helps, and I'll make an update after the appointment with the liver specialist, see where we're at. But yeah, if there's something new, I'll make another video. I'd love to make one with recipes as well, and actually showing what sort of recipes can be used, and just write them down, and maybe showing what to eat, because I think that's something that's very important for us. But yeah, that's it. Please give a comment if there's any question that you have or anything you're wondering. You want me to go full ADHD and research on it for the next 24 hours, I will, and I will give you an update. So don't hesitate to ask any question. Bye bye.